Welcome back, everyone. Today I'm with a very special guest, the one and only Mafi D.
What's going on? What's going on, man? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, man. I want to say you're a brave artist to have D at the end of your name. There's so many people. I'm like, wow, like that one. Who's that one guy that he won that like singing contest on Netflix, like D Smoke or something like that. Did
I
you
don't
ever?
even know.
It was like
I don't think I watched that.
It was like some Netflix like rap singing challenge thing.
Yeah.
They try to make all those challenges on Netflix, and it was like, his name was like D Smoke. I was like, are you sure you
Yeah.
don't get made fun of because of that? So what's the meaning behind your name though?
Nah, man. I was actually going by something way simpler than that. I used to go by Lil D, but that's like a name that was, you know what I'm saying? So I had to switch it. So Mafi D, you know what I'm saying? That's definitely an upgrade, man, from, you know what I'm saying?
So
Oh, yeah.
what does the D stand for?
My name. I don't really want to say it, but my
Okay.
name.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, man, I've been hearing your name a lot for the past few months. I've been doing my podcast, and I just thought, what better way than to reach out? Like
Yeah.
everyone's been freaking just cramped up in the house during this quarantine, so I'm trying to reach out to as many artists as I can.
Most definitely. Nah, that's dope. I appreciate it, man. It's an honor to be here with you, bro.
Well, I appreciate it too, man. And so first of all, what I like to do with a lot of artists is for people to understand their background. So when did you start your journey in music?
I really started, I want to say about like 5-6 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was just going through shit and heavily in the streets. And I really didn't have nothing going on for myself as far as like being productive. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to just wake up and, really didn't have an agenda, no strict regimen, no schedule. So I had seen somebody from the same neighborhood that I'm from rapping and actually doing it and actually making strides, you know what I'm saying? So it caused me to believe like, well, if he can do it, then maybe I can. Cause you know what I mean? I'm more of like a hands-on visual type of learner, you know what I'm saying? So once I seen he did it, then I kind of took it on, of course, being encouraged by the ones who believed in me. But yeah, I say about 5-6 years ago when I started, man, I seen somebody doing it, and it made me believe I could do it.
Mm-hmm. So what part of like the Seattle area from?
The Central District, man, the most gentrified place in Seattle right now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but I'm proud of that. So,
Wow. Yeah, it's dope because I always ask people what part of the Seattle they're from, and some people are like, "Oh, I'm actually from Tacoma. I'm not part of Seattle."
Yeah,
You
nah,
know.
I'm really from the if you go out of town and they're asking, where you from, or I'm from Washington, they're gonna think Seattle. I'm really from there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. So what are your opinions of the Seattle music scene? I just had these other guys on like literally like 30 minutes ago,
Mm-hmm.
and they started their journey like doing touring in like 2013.
Yeah.
And the thing I asked them was like, so when you started in like 2013, were you expecting by now for this like Seattle bubble to be popped? And they're like, yeah, we expected that. Now we're here in 2020. Still, like, it's kind of hard to get your name out in Seattle. Like, what are your opinions on the whole Seattle music scene?
Honestly, the Seattle music scene is popping right now. I ain't even gonna lie. It's kind of like if you ain't tuned in or tapped in, you kind of under a rock because it's popping. There's a lot of dudes that's popping. You know what I'm saying? From my neighborhood, from other neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? When I first started rapping, it was a select few that was doing it, and now it's like an abundance of people that's really just, and they're good. You know what I'm saying? So it's starting to push them doors open. I feel like eyes are starting to really be beamed in on the city as a
Mm-hmm.
whole.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your latest song? I need to know who the heck is this little O guy? He sounds like he's like 12. How old is that guy?
I think he's like 12, 13, 14 around there. Yeah, that's my little guy, man. That's my little bro, man. I actually met him through my girl. That's her family. So, I heard him. I don't even think he did I don't think he had dropped nothing. I had heard something that he did in the studio, and he had recorded the song that I heard. That was his first time ever recording, but it sounded like he was a vet. It sounded like he was supposed to be in there. So I was just like, man, get him on the phone. Let's go do something. And already on it was the first thing we did, and I just dropped it because I just believed in him. I seen him. I like what he was doing. I like his swag, how he looked, and he got it. So I just was like, man, I'm gonna drop this for him.
Damn, yeah, that's dope. You know, like some artists, like what I've noticed, because I'm only actually 19, you know, so like I still have some of those barriers, you know, like I can't like DJ at clubs yet, or go to certain like VIP sections if I need to interview a certain artist.
It's
So
all
like,
about who you know. If you
mm-hmm.
connect with people, man, you can get in places you thought you never would.
Yeah. So I think it's awesome that like you're willing to help out people like that and put them on.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about it, man, at that age, to know what you want to do and to pursue it is big. You feel me? And I was just thinking, like, when I was that age, I wish I would have had somebody to be able to do that, or push me this way. That wasn't coming from like a strict adult standpoint. That was coming from more of like a peer, a friend. You know what I'm saying? Like a big bro, so to say. I ain't gonna say I'm his big bro, but you know, that's my guy. I got love for him. So I put myself in his shoes. You
Mm-hmm.
know, it was really easy for me to do, for real.
For sure. And like I listened to your whole catalog, and something that I've noticed over and over throughout your catalog, it really seems like some people have really hurt you. It seems like I'm like, holy shit. Got like the mental health song, like one-sided friendship type songs. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah. Nah, man, shit. I really can't you know, I can make different type of songs. I do make different type of songs. I make songs based on how I'm feeling, you know, based off the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like and if you paid attention, those is my most viewed and my most hyped songs that I've ever dropped, is the ones that I really got heartfelt on. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I figured I'd just start making music from my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that's usually what people can relate to. So I don't really see myself switching it up no time soon.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. Like you're actually like people are starting to notice that like people that are faking what they're doing in the streets or whatever, those types of songs are starting to decline in popularity. Like look at freaking Tekashi 6ix9ine's new album. He was supposed to be pushing 150 units.
Right.
35 to 45. Like he's not even topping this for his newest album.
I mean, but you know, that's crazy you said that, because I was just thinking about this, man, and you can only get away from shitting on people for so long. Like, it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm not even gonna say it's cool to troll, because me personally, I couldn't get down like that. But I just feel like, man, it's only so long you can be fraudulent and you can be fake in any situation. You know what I'm saying? And you can't. That's you building a foundation on you building a brick on cookies, man. It's bound to crumble. You know what I'm saying? Doing stuff like that. So it really didn't shock me. I just feel like you know what I'm saying, it was bound to happen.
It was bound.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's just, you know, probably a wake up call, man, for him. I mean, I couldn't imagine waking up every day and not being able to live a normal life. Every day I walk outside having to have somebody there for me to be able to maneuver, for me to be able to shit on the toilet, for me to be able to go to sleep and wake up. He has to have 24/7, 24-hour around the clock security. You know what I'm saying? And that got to be real lonely, bro. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't live my life like that.
Yeah.
You know?
So what is a good support system in your mind? Like, what are the steps you take? Like, who are the people you surround yourself with? Like, what's an ideal support system for you?
My ideal support system for me is honestly people who don't mind reassuring you, letting you know that you are who you are, letting you know that you can be bigger than who you are. people that are also, and it has to come from like people that are also doing something. It doesn't necessarily have to be the same field, but if it's coming from somebody that's doing something also, it wouldn't, I don't feel like it'll feel such taboo or envious, you know what I'm saying, creating an envious situation or a jealous situation. Because if I'm doing something, if you have a friend and you're the friend that's always doing something and you're ambitious and you're driven and you got goals and you got things going, but you know, everybody hits a rough patch, and sometimes that's when you need somebody to big you up or to be able to let you know, like, hey, cut it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at what you've done so far. You just hit this wall, but you got to get up and keep going. And if that's coming from a friend that is necessarily not as ambitious, not as driven, not as, it can come off as, it might create a jealous or envious relationship because they don't necessarily have anything that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta surround yourself with like-minded people. You know what I'm saying? And people that's just as driven and ambitious as you. You know, that's because if you surround yourself with nine people that's doing great things and that are successful, you're gonna be the 10th. So, and then all you guys are supporting each other. I mean, you can't lose.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you think artists in Seattle support each other enough, or what are your opinions on that?
Not at all. I mean, from my Seattle, you know what I'm saying, there's a lot of politics that go into it. But even the artists that are not really from the streets of Seattle, there's really not a lot of support. You know, it's really crabs in the bucket, because you got to think there's not a market like that. We're creating the market now, but it's not a big enough market for, because if you think about New York or Detroit, Chicago or Atlanta, there's thousands of rappers, thousands. You know what I'm saying? And in Seattle, it's only like a handful. It's a select few. So it's not like it's normal. It's not being an artist from Seattle isn't normalized. You know what I'm saying? Because so little of us. But I say in the near future, it's going to be more normal, because there's people before them who's paving the way. That, okay, he did it, he's doing it. I believe I can do it. It looks easy. You see what I'm saying? But nah, man, it's not really, there's not really a whole lot of support, bro, because there's a select few. So everybody's trying to race to that front door, but everybody's going everybody wants the same route. Nobody wants to be different. Nobody wants to step outside the box. Everybody wants to be the guy. Nobody wants to sit back and learn or ride a wave. It's cool to ride a wave. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to ride a wave. You just don't be excessive with it. Know when it's your time to get out, soak up everything you need to learn from a specific person, a specific group, a specific situation, and you know what I'm saying, put yourself in a better position. But other than that, bro, I don't really feel like there's a lot of support.
Do you think it comes from the culture of the city, or do you think it's just because there's that select few, or?
Both. You know, I mean, it's hard because honestly, I'm gonna be real, man. Black artists don't really get glorified as much in Seattle. You know what I mean? And that's just my personal opinion. Well, let me not say black artists that are predominantly from the streets of Seattle, because you know they don't like to align the streets in Seattle, but what it is, you know what I'm saying, it's real. You can't deny it. Like, my Seattle might be different from your Seattle. That's why I say my Seattle, because my Seattle is different. When I wake up and walk outside my door, I see a different Seattle than you might see. You see a different than I'm gonna see, right? We don't, our worlds don't align. They wouldn't have aligned if it wasn't for what I'm doing, if it wasn't for what you're doing. That's what brought us here. But I feel like in my Seattle, I'm speaking for like the streets, we don't really get as much notoriety. We're starting to now, but you know, it's a slow progress.
Do you think it comes? This is like might be a little bit of a stretch, but do you think it comes from like the community trying to turn a blind side to like the rougher parts of Seattle, whether it's drug dealing or homeless population or anything like that? Do you think in a way they might fit the like gangster rap and homelessness, or?
Nah, I don't feel like they're turning a blind eye. I feel like what it is Seattle is, the black community is probably like 3 to 5%, right? So in these other areas, like the New Yorks and the Chicagos and the Detroits and the Atlantas and the, you know, in the other areas where there's where they're predominantly black, there's a predominantly black culture, is going to get highlighted more because that's where the masses over there or what they highlight, right? But since we're about 3 to 4%, you know, black in Seattle, I don't feel like it's a blind side. I just feel like there's so little of the black community that our voices are drowned out by what the media chooses to show, or what, you know, saying Seattle chooses to be represented, how Seattle chooses to be represented. So that's really what I think it is. You know what I'm saying?
So statistically, it kind of makes sense that Macklemore would have made it out of Seattle then.
Yeah. Statistically, he's the guy. He's the man for the job. You know what I'm saying? And he's the man for the job. He wears it well. You know what I'm saying? And nobody's taking nothing from him. You know what I mean? Because he's talented. He's there for a reason, right? But yeah, man, it's, you know, it's gonna take us a little bit longer, and that's, you know, that's cool.
Is it up to like a specific artist to help fix this problem, or do you think it's just as a community, as a music scene, more people have to come together, or should we be like hoping and praying that one person?
It got to be more support. More people definitely got to come together, man. That's the ultimate goal. You know what I'm saying? It's easier said than done because, you know, there's different egos, you know what I'm saying, different upbringings, different backgrounds, and it has to be a person or a collective group of people that are strong-minded, you know what I mean, and that can relate to different walks of people, and, you know what I'm saying, to be able to make it happen. So, you know, everybody just got to be open-minded for real to, you know, the situation and they have to take it in account that if I win, you win, right? I mean, I know it doesn't seem like that, but like, if any eyes on Seattle, no matter who does it, is good, because unless you're gonna stop doing what you're doing tomorrow, you're gonna get seen. You know what I'm saying? Like, if say if your best friend blows up tomorrow, you're doing music, you're just as good, but the opportunity hadn't presented itself to you yet. If your best friend blows up tomorrow and you're still pursuing what you're pursuing, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's bound to happen, because for one, that's the energy that you're giving back into the universe, so it's gonna give it back. And you know what I'm saying, you're in the right atmosphere. You're rubbing, you know what I'm saying, you're rubbing the right shoulder. So I just feel like people just gotta stay working, and just, you know, even just because you're not the guy doesn't mean you won't have your time. You know what I'm saying? Every dog has this day. You just gotta be able to grind through it. You know, you gotta have tough skin, man.
So you're pretty optimistic about the Seattle music scene then?
Nah, not really, bro.
Oh.
I ain't gonna say I'm optimistic. I mean, I guess, you feel me, a little bit optimistic, but it's really affirmation for myself. You know what I'm saying? Even though I'm telling you, I'm telling myself too at the same. So, you know, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I really appreciate your music. I think a lot of people enjoy your music, and I think you surround yourself with good artists. You know, is this quarantine helped your music at all when it comes to writing, or What's
Man,
your process like been during this whole thing?
um, it slowed down. It slowed me down a little bit. You know, at the beginning of the year, I had a nice little run. I feel like my momentum was up. I was supposed to go to South by Southwest, but of course, you know, the COVID and everything popped off around that time. So it stopped a lot of my movements. I still been moving, still working. Got a couple of videos in the cut. Got I say about 3 projects right now. Just that's being worked on. Um, I mean, it slowed me up as far as physically being able to do things, but my mental creativity, nah, not really.
Hmm. Was it important before the quarantine for you to like connect with artists and go to shows, or how'd you
Most
go
def-
about it?
Most definitely. You know what I'm saying? Most definitely. Me, I'm the type like if I'm supposed to be there, I'm gonna be there. If I get that right invite from that right person, I'm showing up anywhere. It don't matter where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know where opportunity may lie for you. You know what I mean? And I feel like I'm a very sociable, people person. At least I try to be. I'm just very selective on where
Hmm.
I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Just to lessen the bullshit that going on here.
How do you decide who you're going to connect with? Like, what are the things you look for in a specific artist or friends in general?
Uh, Honestly, um, how solid a person is, um, how talented a person is. Of course, I don't really want to be connected with somebody that I genuinely don't listen to. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? Um, yeah, that shit, if they can vibe, man, things just got to be organic. I'm not really trying to force. If I feel like I'm forcing something, then I'm gonna just push. I'm gonna just push back on it. You know what I mean? If it feel right, it feels right. I don't really want to. I don't really do anything or go anywhere or connect with somebody if it doesn't feel like this is supposed to be.
For sure. So, do you manage yourself, or do you have a manager, or?
No, I'm actually in between. Not in between. I'm working with 2 people right now. My guy Black, which he has the. I don't know if you've been seeing like the bag clothing that's been going around Seattle.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I'm gonna hook you up on some of that, man. But yeah. So my managers right now is Bag Black, and I'm working with PCA. So please come again. I don't know if you heard him. It's a management team.
Oh.
Yeah. So I've been working, just trying to
What
figure out my.
What is the pros of having two management sources?
Uh, well, my bro Black, we from the same. You know what I'm saying? We're from the same neighborhood. We're from the same area. So it's better to we connect. We understand each other. You know what I'm saying? And so that part, and then bringing them in, it was. I wouldn't say it was pretty much easy because I don't like to leave anything in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Came straight to him. We talked about it. It's all good. I talked to everybody over there. You know what I'm saying? They was really ready and willing to work. You know what I'm saying? It was really just about me and what I wanted to do. So I respect them for that. And I feel like I just need like more hands. I just need more people hands in on what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? Because you can't do nothing by yourself. Especially in this game.
For sure. What are
Yeah.
you doing to stand out compared to other artists right now?
Um, Honestly, I don't. I don't feel like none of my music is the same. I feel like everything is different from my flow, from any, you know what I'm saying, just everything from me harmonizing, you know what I'm saying, singing, auto tune. I just do whatever. I just go in and do whatever I feel is right. You know what I mean? So yeah,
Do you
just
think
put my
there
heart. You said what?
do you think there's like a wave right now in Seattle that like there's a certain sound people are trying to emulate, or?
Nah, nah. I feel like everybody's trying to find their own sound. I feel like everybody's trying to find their own sound, man, which is good, because you don't want to be the second of somebody else. You want to be the first you, right?
Mhm.
So yeah, I feel like everybody's just doing their own thing, man. And that's good though, because me personally, I don't really want to listen to a whole bunch of people who sound the same. You
For
know,
sure.
I really don't feel like I don't know anybody in Seattle right now that sounds alike.
Do you make sure to connect with like other genres, whether it's pop, rock, EDM?
I, I don't know. Maybe later on down the line. You know, right now I just been focused on rapping. You know, R&B, hip hop. You know, stuff like that.
For sure. So being raised in Seattle, what are your opinions on these protests that are happening in Seattle? Do you think they're necessary? Do you think they're kind of blown out of proportion?
Nah, everything's necessary, man. Whatever we need to do to make it to get us heard, you know what I'm saying? It's necessary. I'm all for it. I just feel like if you're gonna don't don't go and do the protesting if you got a hidden agenda. You know what I'm saying? Like go down there and be down there for that cause. Don't go down there and be down there for self-beneficial reasons. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing. That's my only take on it. If you're gonna do the protesting, you know what I'm saying, and be about Black Lives Matter, then be about that. But don't be about that and go down and protest if you're gonna, you know what I'm saying, do things for your own self-beneficial gains.
Yeah,
That's
for sure. I've seen a lot of artists that are doing some good during the protest also, whether it's like the martial law brand when they were at the Chaz and Chop performing, or like
yeah.
one of my friends Nestra, there was like some Black Lives Matter concerts that people were setting up. So I saw stuff like that, which was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's dope.
But it's crazy to me. Like I feel like these protests have been going on for so long now, like in Seattle, which of
I
course
haven't I haven't seen any recently.
I keep seeing like notifications on my like phone. It's like,
Yeah,
oh, downtown Seattle protest. I'm like, what? Because I
yeah.
I recently moved up to Snohomish, so like I'm in the woods. I'm like 40 minutes away from Seattle now,
Okay,
so I'm able to stay away from everything. But it's still crazy to see that because like my studio is like on Second Avenue, so it's like
okay,
right in downtown Seattle. I haven't been able to go there because of the protests mixed with the virus, so that's kind of nuts.
right. Yeah, make sure all that shit's taken care of. Yeah, man. I mean, I haven't really seen any recently. I remember when it first hit and everybody was looting and
Hmm.
all that. You know, I know a couple of people that was looting, man. That shit was crazy, man. But yeah, that's just that. Yeah, I'm just going back to, you feel me? What I said about people with self-beneficial gain. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna take us serious unless we take ourselves serious. That's just how I feel on it. You know, people can say what they say, think what they think, but if we're gonna go down there shouting and screaming, and then we're gonna run an establishment stealing shit for ourselves, I mean, get your money, but there got to be a time where there got to be a time where we just set the bullshit aside and just attack the issue on a serious level. You know what I mean? With a pure heart. So
Hmm.
yeah.
Dude, I thought it was stupid but funny that people would like post videos of themselves looting. I'm like, you're incriminating yourself.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's just yeah, man. That shit's crazy. That's what they do, though. Shit. You gotta sometimes give them the rope. They'll hang themselves. You know what I mean? Everything get posted on social media, no matter what. It don't matter what it is. This shit's crazy. The internet is like a gift and a curse, bro.
Hmm. So from a lot of artists I've been talking to, they don't really feel like the radio stations are really helping them. Like sometimes like KXP or
Mm-hmm.
specific radio station will play like their music at a strange hour that no one's really listening to the radio
Yeah,
at, you
yeah.
know.
The hella
But
late night or something like that.
but
Yeah,
like in like Atlanta or LA, like they're playing like local music like all the time.
yeah, most
So
definitely.
I feel like at this point there's not gonna be like a specific station that's gonna like change their mind overnight. So do you feel like do you think that puts us at like a disadvantage to not have a radio station that helps us, or do you think we
Yeah.
can become a city that doesn't count on a radio station?
Nah, that puts us at a disadvantage for sure.
Mm.
You know, that puts us at a disadvantage for sure. I mean, if we basing it off of what other cities is doing and how other cities are helping their local artists, we're definitely at a disadvantage.
Mm.
Most definitely, because there's a scene here. So whoever is in them offices or at them hierarchy radio stations, somebody needs to be put in there to cultivate this. You know, to be able to
Yeah,
bring this. That's how I feel.
yeah, it's a fucking big step to fix that, but I haven't met a single person that says there isn't talent in Seattle though.
No, most definitely. Yeah. I mean, if they did, they'd be a lie. They're a damn fool. Or they just ain't. They under a rock or something, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely out here.
Do you think the Seattle music scene does a good job of letting locals know that they exist, or do you think there's people are still struggling with that? Like, cause like sometimes, like the reason why I started my podcast, like from the very beginning, because I'm a huge hip hop fan. Like I go on like hip hop blogs every single morning, whether it's like hot new hip hop or complex or whatever, you know. And I was like, I love hip hop. We must have a scene, but I don't know anything about it. And then I felt like I went through like The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Have you seen that movie? Like we go through the closet and it's fucking like Narnia.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like as soon as I like opened my mind, I just noticed like this huge scene in Seattle, but I feel like the locals don't really know about it. What are your opinions on that?
Like the locals, like the Seattle doesn't even know about Seattle. Sleep on Seattle is basically what you're saying.
Yeah, do you feel that, or do you disagree?
Yeah, I feel like that a little bit. Yeah, but you know, with time, I mean, it can't just take us. It got to be people in other places, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't do nothing by yourself. The artists are gonna be the artists. They're gonna create the good music, you know. But not every artist can convey. Not every artist can convey their vision. They can't record themselves. You know what I'm saying? We need a cameraman for that. You know what I mean? So without the cameraman, I'm not going to be able to have my video. I'm not going to be able to tell my story through my music to give you guys a visual concept of what I'm trying to portray. You know what I'm saying? I need the cameraman. So we would need somebody else to be able to, you know what I'm saying, heighten the stigma around the Seattle music scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
I do feel like there's like, you know, like specific gems that come back and do what they can, you know, like I thought that I've been getting a lot of mixed reviews on Chase Fade lately, but I feel like that was really cool that he did the Dreamville thing, came back to the Seattle sessions. I thought that was dope.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. I think I was supposed to be at one, but I was in LA, man. Just tapping in with some people I knew out there. That was dope, man. When they was doing like the freestyles and shit like that. Yeah, I seen them, man. That was hard, man. Shout out my guy Chase for that.
So when you were in LA, is it important for you to connect with artists and managers outside of Seattle, or?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, that's the only reason why we would be out there traveling, man. We trying to tap into who's out there, who we know, you know, get some connects, take it back home, you know what I'm saying, marinate on it, and just create a base out there. You know, go back and forth, you know, anywhere. It doesn't even have to be LA. Anywhere you have ties, if you have an inkling of somebody, if you have one person to tell you to come down here that wants to connect on whatever it is that you're doing. It doesn't even necessarily have to be music, but if you're building relationships in other places, follow them leads.
Mm-hmm. So what are your goals for the end of 2020 leading into 2021?
Honestly, man, my goals, just I want to finish the year how I started it. So just flooding with some more videos, some more singles, dropping a project, hopefully coming back with my merch and just being more business oriented, man. Yeah, for sure.
That's the way you gotta be. Being business oriented is huge.
Yeah, and tapping in with more artists in the city and outside the city for sure. Getting a couple features locked in. You know, I ain't gonna say too much, but I got a couple strong features, man. I want to get locked in and be able to give it to the streets. You know.
I bet. What do you think is the easiest way for newer artists to connect with the Seattle music scene? What are some steps they should take?
To tap in with this, I mean, the easy way is to see if you can tap in with an artist that got a buzz, that got a cool little buzz, and, you know, see if y'all can shoot the video, you know what I'm saying, if he's with it. Network, you know what I'm saying, shop your shit around. That's hard, man. That's hard to say, man, because it's, you know, it's not really like a direct thing, bro. This is, yeah, we some, man, listen, we some motherfuckers, man. It's hard to really get, you know what I'm saying, tapped in. But once you're once you're in, you're in. It's like a goddamn, is it a fraternity?
Yeah.
And it's like you gotta go through hell. You gotta go through hell before you be a part of the, you know what I'm saying, the frat. But once you're in for life. But nah, for real, man, that's a good question, man, because me personally, it just took, you just gotta know that your shit's hard, bro. You just gotta know that somebody gonna feel you. Fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Fuck what motherfuckers is out there saying. Who cares? If you feel it, somebody else is gonna feel it. You gotta push it like it's the hardest shit, though. You can't just drop and be like, oh, I gotta, you know, listen to my music. I just, you know, nah. Drop that shit like you confident. Like this is the shit people need to be listening to. And if they ain't listening to it, they ain't up on what's the hottest shit coming up out the streets. It don't even gotta be the hottest shit coming out the bedroom, the basement, wherever you did your, you know what I'm saying, wherever, bro. But you just gotta have that confidence, man. Like, you know, and people's gonna pick up on it. They're gonna pick up on it, you know, because you can't deny real talent. And even if it ain't talent, if they don't got talent, they got charisma. It's one of the two. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got talent, your charisma will show through your music. You know what I'm saying? So they can't deny it, man. They can't deny it.
For sure. Well, Mafi D, what are some final words that you have for Seattle?
Final words I have for Seattle. Shit, man. Let's get more locals on the radio, man, during the day. You know what I'm saying? Let's get more locals on the radio during the day. You know, we already a select few. We already be sharing each other's music and shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. I mean, yeah, I don't really got no words, man, for the town, man. You know. But yeah, let's just keep this shit going, man. Everybody that's working, you know, let's stay working. Let's stay opening these doors. Let's stay kicking down these doors. And whoever's ready to work, man, let's do it. You know, DM me. Let's get it going.
For sure. What is some last advice that you have for up-and-coming artists, creators, influencers?
Like I said, man, you just got to do that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? You got to believe in it harder than, you know, anybody. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe in you. If you don't push it, nobody's going to push it. You know, sometimes you're going to have to be that guy to make everybody a believer. Sometimes you're going to be that guy that is going to be the only one to see the vision. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might be the voice. You might be the only voice against everybody that's telling you not to do something. You're the only one saying, no, this is it. This is it. This is going to work. You know what I'm saying? And usually you're the one that's right. You just got to stay down for your crown, stay grinding. You know what I mean? Don't give up. You got to have tough skin. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to take criticism. And I'm not saying you got to be able to take criticism and run with it. Take the criticism, but still do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take heed to it. Don't let it leave your mind, but if whatever you feel is right in your heart, do that shit.
For sure. What is the easiest way for people to reach you?
Give me on Instagram, Mafi D ClickUp, MAFIDKLICKUP. And Twitter's the same thing. You know what I mean? I'm on there all day, every day, man. Just hit me, DM me, and, you know, we can do something.
For sure. This is the Nast podcast with
Mafi D.